I haven't been here for a few weeks.
We've missed you.
I've been at work, but I'm back this week.
We're very glad you're here.
It was good. Have you had a good Easter?
I have had a good Easter. I've had a good Easter holidays.
And it's like past now.
It's gone so quick.
Back to school on Monday.
Back to school on Monday.
School at home.
Yes, school at home, Glo at home. It's all kind of happening at home.
Kind of happening.
Yeah.
So, but this week it is back to Glo. So this week all you need is a spoon. Just a teaspoon probably will work better for one of our games, and that is all you're going to need for Glo at home this week. And just remember that you need to send in your emails, your questions, your comments, your pictures to kids@eogcentral.co.uk. But first, we are going to do a bit of worship.
Yes, we are.
So this week we are going to sing Journey of a Lifetime. You all know it at home, so let's see your dance moves and let's go.
Here we go, Journey of a Lifetime.
This life is a journey, a path made for me. With every step I take, as I run this race, I'm becoming the person you call me to be. A child of God, a life redeemed. So I set my eyes on you, Jesus, I'm ready, I'm ready to go. Where you lead, I'll follow. Where you lead, I'll go. Not gonna wait for tomorrow. This is the journey of a lifetime. The journey of a lifetime. God, you already know me. I wanna know you. Help me grow stronger and discover the truth. I'm ready, let's go. Where you lead, I'll follow. Where you lead, I'll go. Not gonna wait for tomorrow. This is the journey of a lifetime. With every step I take, with every step I take, I'm becoming the person you call me to be. A child of God, a life redeemed. So I set my eyes on you, Jesus, I'm ready, let's go. Yeah, I'm ready, let's go. I'm ready, Where you lead, I'll follow. Where you lead, I'll go. Not gonna wait for tomorrow. This is the journey of a lifetime. The journey of a lifetime. The journey of a lifetime. I'm on the journey of a lifetime.
Great song there. And that words say that we're on a journey of a lifetime, and we truly are, aren't we? This is an amazing journey that we're on. Not one that we expected.
Nope.
And there's been quite a few things that have happened the past few weeks that have been very different for every single one of us. And today we're going to be looking a little bit at patience. We'll explain a bit more about that in a moment. I think you need quite a lot of patience in this time that we're in with the virus and different things that's happening. So we've got a little test for you to see how good your patience is. So you are going to need the spoon that Madison asked you to get. So you might have got a teaspoon, you might have got a dessert spoon, you might have got a soup spoon. There are many different types of spoons you can use here. But for me, I'm going to start off with the teaspoon. Now what you've got to try and do, the challenge this evening, take your spoon and see if you can balance it on your nose.
Yeah.
How are you at this?
I can't do it.
Well, I think I can do it. So let me just try and see if I can balance it on my nose. Now the thing about this, it takes a little bit of patience to get it working. Let me just try again.
Okay, I managed to do this quite a lot for quite a long time earlier.
I did. I mean, I've practiced. See, when you know you can do something.
Depends on the spoon. I think it depends on the spoon.
It depends on the spoon. It depends where you place it.
It does. See, she could manage it earlier. It's taken a lot of patience this time.
It's taken a lot of patience. Right. So we're just going to breathe in, breathe out.
Mm-hmm.
And did I say we're speaking about patience?
Yes.
Wow. See, when you have to live out what you're talking about. I mean, I can't work out where to put my nose. Is anybody else finding this at home? There's probably some of you right now saying, look, Lisa, I've got it, I can do it. And I'm like, how is this not working? So this should stick on my nose.
It should.
So can you explain what's going to happen, what they need to do while I try and get this to stick?
Okay, so what you've got to do is, while Lisa's doing that, or failing at that, then what you've got to do is you've got to let us know how long you can keep the spoon on your nose for, and email it to kids@aogcentral.co.uk. So you might manage to get your mums and dads involved in this, you might manage to get your grannies and grandads involved in this, they could send you their videos. Any luck? No.
So, here's one I did earlier to prove that I can't do it.
She did manage to do it earlier, so we can watch it on the screen now.
So, there you go, I can do it and I managed it for so many seconds.
Yeah.
And what you got to do is it just takes a bit of patience. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Sometimes it doesn't.
But it's a good thing to try. So you can go ahead and give that a bash, see who can do it the longest in your family.
Yes. Okay, so this week we are learning all about patience.
We are learning all about patience.
And we are learning about fruits of the spirit, aren't we?
Ah,
And so we've explored some different fruits of the spirit. We've done love, joy, peace,
yes.
and now we're on to patience. And so, has anybody ever had a tangerine and they have opened it and they've thought, oh, I really fancy this tangerine?
Yes.
And then they've peeled the first bit back and then they've peeled the second bit back and then they get a bit bored and they're like, oh, Mum, will you just do it for me? Or, oh, Dad, will you pick off the white bits because I don't like doing that? And it just gets a bit like boring peeling a tangerine. And by the time you've actually done it, can you be bothered eating it?
Well, this is it. I mean, it takes a lot of time to prepare what you've got to eat.
Yes, and I find that, especially like an orange, oh my goodness, that takes a lot of patience because it makes a mess.
It does.
So we are exercising patience this week. So this is what our memory verse says. It is in Galatians 5, verse 22-23. It says, but the Holy Spirit produces this kind of fruit in our lives: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. So that is our memory verse. I hope you are learning it at home. But we've got a little challenge.
We do.
We do. So it's a patience challenge. And so what you've got to do at home is you've got to just stand and stare at the TV. And you've got to do this for a whole minute.
Whole minute.
But the thing is we're not going to tell you how long that minute is. We're not putting a timer on the screen.
No.
You've just got to stand there and then stop standing there at the end of the minute when
So
you think the minute's ended.
So we've got to sit down when they think the minute is ended.
Yes.
Okay.
So let's see
So,
who can win at your house.
I
So,
wonder.
well, we'll just say like start now.
I think we'll say start, and then they're going to stand,
Yeah.
and then they've got to sit down when they think it's a minute,
Okay.
and then we're going to tell them.
Okay.
I
Right.
wonder how good you will be at this.
Okay.
Do you think you'd be quite good at this?
I think I might be okay at it actually.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see how long a minute is then.
Okay, so ready, steady, go.
Okay, so like it feels like ages already.
It does feel like a long time.
It does. And one of those things, how do you count a minute?
Well, you could count it in your head, but sometimes you get distracted, or sometimes you're like too busy listening to what we're saying.
Well, this is true.
You get lose
I
track.
mean, some people might be counting all the way up to 60. They might be kind of trying to work out in their head.
And then if I say like 38, 40,
Well,
60, 2, 8, 9,
You've just muddled
then
them
I'm
up.
just muddling them and then I'm all confused now.
So you're still standing. I wonder if anybody's sat down.
Maybe.
How far through this minute do you think we are? And it feels like quite a long time.
It does feel good. I didn't realize how long a minute was actually.
A minute is quite a long time. And that patience, I wonder who's sitting down now? Or sitting down now? Or sitting down now?
It's normally got a timer on the screen.
No, we've got a timer on the screen, no timer today.
No.
So it's one of those things. I mean, how long does a minute last? Exactly.
Stop!
There we go. That was a minute.
It was a whole minute.
160 seconds. It did not feel long.
It felt ages for us.
It did feel ages for us. Well, you need to let us know who was the best at that in your house. And if you want to try, you can always rewind and do it again to see who manages to guess a minute.
I think I might be cheating.
Well, but you wouldn't know. Well, yes, you'd have to mute the volume so that you don't know.
Yeah.
Either that or trick your mum and dad and you go and do it and they could be like all out of sync. Well, we want to speak about somebody in the Bible this evening who had a lot of patience. Actually, probably not patience by his choice, but he did learn to experience, he did experience patience. And this guy, it involves a bush that's burning, so I'm sure you can guess who this is already. This is Moses, and the thing about Moses was this. He was brought up in Egypt, and when he was there as an adult, he did something that he was not very proud of. And he ended up moving away into the country, away from everybody. And he was actually there for 40 years.
That's a long time.
That's a long time.
Very been patient.
He learned a lot of patience in that time. But you know, it wasn't just about patience. It was about God preparing him. Do you know, as our patience grows, God prepares us for what is ahead. And we're not always ready for what God has got for us. So sometimes we need to learn patience, like what Moses did. He learned to become content leading the sheep, and he was up in the mountains one day, the Bible says, and when he was there, he seen something he couldn't quite believe. Oh, out of the corner of his eye, he caught that there was a bush burning, but this wasn't a normal bush burning. The bush was on fire, but the leaves weren't burning. It must have been quite a sight. And as he got closer, he began to see that it wasn't just a bush burning, but the bush spoke as well. And the bush says to Moses, take off your shoes, because where you're standing is holy ground. Do you know, as Moses went and listened and spoke to the bush, he realized it was God speaking. And as he listened, God gave him instructions, what he'd actually been preparing him for in his 40 years when he had been away from Egypt and away from all the hustle and bustle and learned so much patience. He was able to lean in and listen to what God had to say to him. He said that he would help to free the Israelites out of Egypt, and that God was going to use him in an amazing way. So, you know, Moses, he didn't want to be there himself. He asked if his brother Aaron could come with him. And they went, and he got the instructions from God, and off they went to Egypt. And the story from there is phenomenal. But, you know, we just want to focus in on that time where Moses learned patience in his 40 years in the wilderness. And here he was off, prepared and ready for what God had for him. So patience is key to us getting better, isn't it?
Yeah. And sometimes we just want it like now.
Give me it now.
But sometimes that doesn't produce the most good, does it?
It doesn't. I mean, even fruit takes time to grow.
It does take time to grow. And some people might be wondering why on earth we've got a microwave on the table this week. Well, sometimes, I don't know, if you've been at Tesco lately.
I've been at Tesco lately.
Have you bought like ready meals, or have you bought like fresh ingredients or a mixture?
Well, it's funny just now. I like to cook.
Yes.
So I've had a little bit more time in some ways. At night I've been home a little bit more. And it's been one of those things where I have cooked probably, well, my I do like to cook. So I do cook. I have cooked more just now.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, well, a couple of weeks ago, a
Yes.
couple of months ago actually, I managed to get my hands on one of these, and this is a slow cooker.
That's very different from a microwave.
Very different, and you know what? I actually like the meals out of my slow cooker,
Yes.
even though it takes longer.
Yes.
Like I could wait like 6 hours for a meal out of this thing.
6 hours.
6
That's
hours.
a long time.
Whereas
to
it
wait.
could get like the same thing, but does not quite taste as good, or does not quite have
No.
the same nutritional value.
Yes.
For like in 3 minutes, do that thing.
That's it. And sometimes we do opt for ready meals out of necessity
Yeah.
or out of speed.
Mm-hmm.
But we know that the best food to get in us is not what is in the ready meal, but what is cooked in the slow cooker.
Mhm. So sometimes you can be like, we can have a bit of a microwave mindset with God, can't we?
That's right.
And we can
yes.
sometimes be like, God, just give it to me now,
Please do.
because I just want the thing now. So I just want like to learn patience, or I just want to learn the guitar, or I just want to like be a Glo leader like now.
No. Yes.
Or you could be like, no God, I am going to be like, hey, like slow cooker moment,
That's it.
and be like, okay, I'm going to wait this thing out and we'll get something better at the end of it.
Yeah. And you know, God's ways are always the right ways. We want it now,
Yeah.
but so often, like what God did with Moses, it takes time for things to come into play.
Yeah.
Do you know, I've got a challenge for next week.
Okay.
Because we are at home for school, at home for Glo, at home for so many things. But my challenge is to help us to develop patience. And I read this week, which I thought was really good. And it says this: patience is not the ability to wait. So it's not just about waiting, it is about keeping a good attitude while you wait. How is your attitude while you wait?
Sometimes it isn't good.
I know. So how often have you said to mum, dad, or whoever you live with this week, I want this now. But I want to go now. I want to do this now. I don't want to wait. For some people, it might be that you're fed up waiting that you don't get to go to the swimming pool. You might be fed up waiting that you don't get to go to the park. You might be fed up waiting because you're not getting to go to school. But you know, the truth is, we have to develop patience, and we've got to have a good attitude while we wait. So our challenge for you this week, the big challenge, is to have a great attitude and develop patience even when you don't get what you want straight away.
Yeah.
It's going to be a challenge for us too, isn't
Big
it?
challenge.
So, and we've also got our other challenge with this song. Now, the Glo song, the Fruits of the Spirit song, we have had some videos sent in to us. I'm liking the videos.
Some very good videos.
Some very good videos. So you guys need to get cracking with your videos. Start sending them to us. If you've managed to put the song all together, it's going to be such a hard decision to see where we are going with these actions. But I've loved what I've seen so far. So thank you so much. Send it into the email address kids@aogcentre.co.uk. We'd love to see your actions. And I hope you have a very exciting, patient week this week.
See you later.
See ya. Bye.
Hey you, listen up. I got something inside, can't get enough. It's true, I'm telling you what you see.